The new Preonne Dawn Crystals are coming out in August to Black Desert, but comes with the removal of most of the silver embroidered clothes. My name's Teddy, and today I'll be showing you how to start pairing to get your free life-skilling Dawn Crystals whenever the update comes out. If you enjoy this video and find it helpful, be sure to leave a like. Without wasting any more time, let's just jump into it. Sometime in August is coming up, which means the new Dawn Crystal Life Experience are about to come out. These new crystals boast, as of recording this, an unknown amount of life experience, which I would think would be plus 7% or 10, since the life crystals are plus 5% and the dim life crystals are plus 3, but it's all speculation until more information is revealed. Sounds great. Here's the catch though. These crystals are only slotted in Accessory Dawn Crystal slots when wearing Preonne accessories. As of right now, these crystals only have life experience like the life crystals. In order to craft the base Preonne Dawn Crystal, you will need 1 Dawn Essence, 30 Trace of Nature, and 500 Lightstone Fragments. In order to upgrade them, it will require probably 2 or 5 times the amount per upgrade level. There's not really much information. Hopefully it's not going to be too expensive. Unfortunately, those using base to plus 2 will only get a silver compensation, while those with plus 3 to plus 5 will get a free Juan, or Jin Dawn Crystal Life Experience. Again, these crystals will be upgradable, but we don't have any information on it yet. So don't just sit around and wait for the update to drop and lose out on those free crystals. Here's how easy it is to start preparing for your own Dawn Crystal Life Experience without even having to touch the central market. Prior to the ball, I'd normally recommend heading out to the central market to buy all of your plus 3 and 4s for the crystals, but the announcement kind of killed the market, forcing you to now use the costume mill. This workshop can be rented in almost every major city, bring contribution points, so find which one is best for you and rent it out. The workers for these are simple. The best worker, in my opinion, is going to be the Artisan Goblin. Costume skills like the Advanced Life Skill Production will sometimes give plus 3 extra clothes. Costume knowledge speeds up the work speed. Thrifty skills give back some materials on completion. Movement speed helps workers move from the storage to the workshop faster. And lastly, work speed does just that, speeds up the work speed. As for crafting, not all the clothes are made the same, and certain ones are easier to make. Cook, fisher, traders, alchemist, and the craftsman are the easiest, requiring powders from the mysterious catalyst from alchemy. Trainers, gatherers, and farmer silver embroidered require Trace of Nature, which can be expensive and is used for other crafts that can make decent money, so I don't recommend making them just to spam any type of enhancing. The sole purpose of getting any silver embroidered ready, I suggest making cooks or fishing with how easy the materials are to get. Cotton nodes can be found at Alto or Castle Farm here in Medea. Flax can be obtained either at Casta Farm, Morietta Plantation, or Kamasilv Temple. Fleece can be found here at the Lynch Ranch. And finally, if you're needing silk, it can be found here in Erdl Farm in Valencia. Powders can easily be obtained, like I said, from turning in the alchemy byproducts with how easy it is to spam pure powder or liquid reagents for the mysterious catalyst. Blackstone powders can be obtained easier from the rough lustrous gems found in the starlight veins, or if you're really into self-torture, stone powder can also be made in a refinery, but it requires 10 stone or 5 powder. All these materials can be bought off the central market too if you're just trying to craft up your silver embroidered without a budget. Getting those silver embroidered is one part of the update. In order to use crystals, you will need the Preonne accessories, and those are extremely easy to craft. For those who are unaware, craft the Preonne accessory, you'll need only a Manos to exchange, but stop spending all your hard-earned silver on buying those accessories. It's a lot cheaper to craft them up and enhance them yourself, though it can take more time if your RNG is bad. But if you're willing to take this route, materials are rather easy to gather. One easy way to find all of the recipes needed is opening up your crafting note and typing in Manos. In here we'll have everything needed for anything Manos you could ever craft in Black Desert. I recommend checking it out and getting really familiar with everything crafting note related. Pure vanadium and titanium can be made using workers on the Gavinia volcano node here in Valencia for the Vanna and titanium ore. Metal solvent can be made using melted iron and rough stone from Pilgrim's Haven. Clear liquid reagent, Trace of Nature, which can easily be obtained using workers on any excavation. Manos stone can be found while sea monster hunting, bartering, or can be bought from any jewelry vendor for 5 mil each. Essence of Nature can easily be made using alchemy on fruits of nature found from farming, from gathering, mob grinding for the Artanis elements, and lastly, fruit stacks from workers on farming nodes like potatoes here, for example, maple sap from the orc camp, praise of nature from gathering, or the easier excavation nodes and their archaeologist sacks. And lastly, we have the fortune teller mushrooms from Awa's Hill here in the Balanos region. Next, we have the choice between either using the scorch fragments from Laura's weekly found here at Laura here in Heidel, or the magical shards from heating sealed black magic crystals found from mob grinding, or can be obtained from the plump coelacanths in the event fishing areas. Finally, we have the powder of time, darkness, flame, and earth that can easily be obtained from the mysterious catalyst obtained from alchemy. All these materials can be bought off the central market for those not wanting to take the time to gather it all, but just remember you'll be losing out on all of the billions from gathering the materials needed. But once you do have your fresh new Silver Embroidered and Manos ready, now it's time to start enhancing them. When it comes to enhancing, the Silver Embroidered can be extremely easy, just need the same base version, and has a higher chance than most life gear. That's where all the pros stop and the cons start. Silver embroidered clothes cannot be croned, and when they fail, you will destroy the clothes. Don't worry though, I'll show you which fail stacks I use to help give you an idea of which stacks to try. This usually requires a ton of clothes since you'll use 2 clothes to start, then 1 for every tap after +1, so make sure you have enough, at least 6 of the +3s for the lowest Preonne Crystal, or try your luck with the +4s. From base to +1, if you don't have a huge stack of clothes to raw tap a few to +1, I suggest using a 10 stack for the easy tap. +1 to +2, use a +30 stack without any valves. If you have a huge stack, then go for it, but I personally like to save mine for all the bigger meaningful enhancements. For the +3 taps, I'll usually go a little higher to a +40 stack and maybe the +10 valves, which starts to get a little dicey but usually goes off without a hitch. +3 to +4, however, is where it gets a little tricky. Using the +80 stack and the +10 Valk's Cry usually works out for me, but there is a 25.5% chance, so it's not a complete guarantee and it will probably fail more times than not. Lastly, +5 attempts are a complete joke, but if you're willing to give it a try, I normally like to start at 170 fail stacks with the +10 Valk's Cry. These have a very, very, very low chance of tapping, so if you don't manage to get one, don't feel bad, but if you do, just try to make sure it's not a trader or a farmer's clothes if you're not trying to use them. They won't be exchanged for the Jin 1 or Bond Preonne Dawn Crystals since they don't have mastery. As for Manos, this is simple and sadly just downright bad for those wanting to get started on Preonne. This has the luxury of having no fail stacks, breaks on failing if not croned, which cron costs can start to get a little expensive, and each enhancement level brings a lower chance, even lower than the Silver Embroidered. Because crons can be expensive, I suggest not cronning until you go for the TED attempt, but if you have the extra crons or the silver to buy them, by all means cron up. If you enjoy hunting like me though, getting the concentrated black gems is easy, so I prefer not to cron and let them break on failing. It doesn't really matter which way you choose to go about it, the process and the results are usually the same, so all I can really say is good luck. After all that, if you're lucky enough to get a Prime Manos, all you have to do is exchange it for the Preonne and be ready to go when the new Preonne Crystals come out sometime in August. I hope this helps you start preparing for when Pearl Abyss removes most of the Silver Embroidered and hands out the new Preonne Dawn Crystals for free. I'll make a new guide on the Preonne Crystal update when it goes live, but for now, at least we can start preparing for it. While crystals aren't a huge game changer, just having the Silver Embroidered effects transferred on to the Manos makes cooking and training easier for those newer players trying to figure out which gear to use. But just remember to get those ready for when the update drops so you don't miss out on those free crystals. If you found this helpful and want to help out your friends get their own free crystals, share this video, and while you're waiting for all the cool new life skilling updates to come out later this year, check out the channel for anything life skilling you might need for Black Desert, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep gathering out there, everyone.